All right, what up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? I hope everyone can hear me. Hope everyone's having a good day. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. Gold will be closed. You guys just hopped off the Sunday Outlook call with my brother CJ, educator for us over here at Splash Bros. But check this out, guys. Wanted to show you guys something. We're gonna go over the quarter levels. Now, when you guys get started with us in this company, you're gonna start hearing quarter levels, 25 levels. I took the TSQ by, and all that stands for is trend, structure, and quarter levels, okay? And when it comes down to that, it's really simple. You guys are gonna hop on the Sunday calls and you guys are gonna get the strategy, and then you guys are gonna pay attention and plug in so that way you can start learning how to execute these trades. First off, you're gonna need to download all these, okay? You're gonna get recommended a referral link from either Suave, Bodie, or Joe from Next Trade Wave or Global Next Trade, depending which broker we're pushing at the moment. And when I say pushing, just meaning that we're using it so that way you could trust it. And even with trust, that none of this is financial advice, none of this is to steer you wrong, but the reality is if it's not a US regulated broker, then it is what it is. You can't necessarily trust it all the way, but if we're using it, you could trust it for the most part. And with that being said, Next Trade Wave Broker will be the first broker you need to have. You will need to verify this website before you could do anything that even actually matters. Next, you'll need MetaTrader 5, which is this blue icon looking app right here. And you need to have this verified so that way you could put money from this broker onto your MT5 so that way you could trade. You guys will also be downloading TradingView, and TradingView is where you're going to map out your trades and mark up the trades. And this is where you'll get markups and just overall outlook on the markets, gold, Bitcoin, US 30, etc. right here on TradingView. And then Robinhood is a US regulated broker that you guys will need to have to buy your crypto to put it onto Next Trade Wave. Now you can use Robinhood, Coinbase, or any other broker. It doesn't even have to be regulated. It could be any type of crypto wallet that you guys have. You just need to have crypto so that way you can fund your next trade wave. Okay? And with that being said, um let me see. I think it's this one. Trend is first. Okay. So the strategy is trend, structure, quarter level. Right here, you guys will see that these quarter levels is just a psychological level. Okay. That's why we're focusing on them. Every $25 in price is a 25 level. It's a quarter level. Regardless of whatever price is, you must always be aware of the current quarter level price action. This means if gold is 4,600, it is at a current quarter level. Do you guys understand that? From 4,600 to 4,625 to 4,650 to 4,675. Those are all quarter levels. Rounding it up at the top at the next 100 level at $4,700, where we're headed right now, currently up to date. Bullish or bearish? Now, inside of this first slide, the most important thing of the strategy is to realize, are we going up? Are we buying? Are we selling off? Are we bearish? Okay. Second and or first, you can and must find the direction of your bias. It must be clear as the strategy isn't for consolidation. It could work inside of consolidation, but this is not what we're pushing. This is not what we're teaching. We are teaching continuation setups and trend finding setups. Okay, we must find if we are in bullish or bearish trend, and typically you will use the 4 hour candle time frame for this. Right now, when you guys go to the 4 hour candle, you guys can see we're buying on gold and it's been bullish up until this point. Okay. Then the second part is going to be structure. Structure in the beginning, when you hear this, is going to be a resistance or support. And what happens is when you break through a support, it shoots above it and it comes back, creating a floor. Okay. What was once a floor breaks through and becomes a ceiling and is now a resistance zone. Okay. So understanding structure is how you're going to be able to understand your entries more. But with structure, you want to see W's and M's form, right? Right here is a W, but it collapsed down, creating an M to the downside, okay? So you're going to want to see W's and M's. In order to find structure, price must form a W or M and create breaks of structure or retest of support and resistance. Staircase. This is another form of structure that you guys will be seeing On these pictures, it's not the best example, but right there you can see I'm moving down and it's creating a staircase pattern, okay? But over time, you guys will understand structure more. I'm just going through it so that way, to give you a basic highlight of what the strategy is, it'll be broken down more and you'll understand how to see structure on a smaller time frame. Quarter levels and entries, guys. So right here you have a quarter level 45.75, 4600 is the next quarter level like I discussed. Entry rules. Price must be around a quarter level. Price must not drop below the quarter level significantly. Any entry 30 pips below or above the quarter level is acceptable. Right here I gave you guys a sell of 100 pip stop loss. 65.9, really 90 pip stop loss was the stop loss. It did not continue below, making this move acceptable for entry. We entered right here at 73 on Friday and it shot up over 500 pips within the next 2 hours, I believe. Okay, this is a real trade that I gave live and this really happened. What did I have? I had quarter level, I had overall trend shooting up, and I had structure that let me know that this was a key level over here. Not only was it a quarter level, but the support right here to the left was a major key level that let me know this was a valid entry. And we got in. After 30 pips in profit, you want to move your stop loss. You want to move your stop loss to break even. My bad, y'all. Just had to check that real quick. You want to move your stop loss to break even. 50 pips is take profit one. If you can close partials or blah blah blah, my bad. If you can close partials or full position after 70 pips, you can move stop loss to 50 pips. You can also swing break evens until the next quarter level. So if you would have caught it right here, you could have broke even straight flat at that quarter level and let it ride up the 700 600 pips that it actually pushed, okay? Keywords: stop loss. Stop loss is the setting in MT5 application that will close a trade when it loses a certain amount, protecting your capital. Take profit is the setting you apply to automate a close of your trade in profit. This secures profit and this makes sure that when the price is crossed, it closes out your trade. Pips is just a nickname for individual price point that will translate to cents or dollars on your MT5. Pips is literally just a point. So when it goes from 80 to 84, when it goes from 88 to 92, that's 40 pips in between, okay? All it is a $1 price point multiplied by 10 because that's how gold works. A pip is a point. Okay, you're going to either be trading in the morning with volume or you trade night session, which also has the second amount of volume in London. I believe this is around 11 p.m., but NY Open for sure is at 7:30 a.m. Arizona time. If you're not in Arizona, then figure out how that translates to where you're at. But we are trading NY Open. This is what I pay attention to, and this is what I look at for volume daily. How to start? You need to open the brokerage account. That's the NTW. You need to get your MT5, TradingView, and Robinhood all verified. Then you need a fund up. Then you need to wait for signals until educated. And if you don't feel comfortable risking real money, because this is a risk and nothing is promised, this isn't financial advice or investment advice. If you want, you could trade demo until you are educated. That will be your choice. Okay. But that's it, guys. Thanks for joining TSQ Splash Brothers. I hope you guys enjoy the year. I hope you guys are ready to learn more and just stay tuned. But this is just a simple onboarding call for all the new students of 2026. I really appreciate you guys and what we've been able to do. Let's keep it going.